Hello Internet, it's I, the Roshi, and I'm back with another reaction. In today's video, I'm going to be watching Collective Miscellanies. We have Gamings and Xianyuns. I'm going to watch them, talk about them, maybe the narrators will say something interesting, and then possibly even test out Xianyun's playstyle myself with her trial run. So sit back and relax as we get into this. And if you find yourself enjoying what you're seeing, then maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or check the description for additional ways to support me. Every little bit counts. Thank you so much. Let's get into it.
Being a hired guard is a demanding and dangerous job that requires constant vigilance. Gregarious guards like Gaming, who have the energy to make small talk with their clients, are a rare find indeed. But woe befalls any bandit who underestimates his professionalism. To paraphrase a Liyue proverb, they'll soon find themselves going out for wool and coming home shorn.
Ready to rumble.
Not only is Gaming a gold standard guard, he also leads a wushu troupe called the Mighty Mythical Beasts. With the help of his pyrovision, he and his trusty companion Mansai can guarantee the safe delivery of any goods and perform spectacular wushu dances. Having Gaming in the team is like having extra wind in your sails. When Gaming is in the party, movement speed of your own party members is increased during the daytime. This talent does not take effect in domains, trounce domains, or the spiral abyss. Gaming's normal attack can combo up to 4 strikes, dealing
Actual
physical
movement
damage.
speed, not just stamina.
His charged attack consumes stamina over time to perform continuous swirling attacks, finishing with an especially powerful slash. Using his elemental skill, Gaming pounces forward using the wushu arts, then leaps high into the air after striking. If he then executes a plunging attack while still airborne, he will perform the powerful plunging attack, Charmed Cloud Strider, instead. Damage dealt by plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider is converted to pyro damage that cannot be overridden by other elemental infusions. Upon landing, Gaming consumes a fixed amount of HP. His HP cannot be reduced below a certain percentage in this way.
That's good to
Damage
know.
dealt by Cloud Strider is considered plunging attack damage. After unlocking the talent Dance of Amity, after plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider strikes an enemy, Gaming regains a percentage of his max HP at set intervals for a short period.
Okay, that's pretty cool too.
Mini happy
Kind of balances
returns.
that out.
Gaming's elemental burst sends him into his wushu stance. He briefly applies pyro to himself, gains increased resistance to interruption, recovers a fixed amount of HP, and summons his reliable companion, the Miscellany Mansai, who smashes into a target and deals AoE pyro damage. After striking a target, Mansai rolls to a nearby location before moving back towards Gaming. After regrouping with Gaming, Mansai leaves the field and resets the cooldown of Gaming's elemental skill. While in his wushu stance, if Gaming has enough HP when using plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider, or when his elemental skill's pounce attack ends, he will summon Mansai again. Gaming can only summon one Mansai to the field at once. The effect is cleared if Gaming leaves the field. Conserving your energy is the key to being ready for
There's
anything.
a chain of cannonball.
After unlocking the talent Air of Prosperity, when Gaming's HP is under 50%, he will receive an incoming healing bonus. When his HP is 50% or higher, plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider will deal increased damage. Being an armed escort means protecting assets and capturing bandits, and Gaming has a wealth of experience. When facing enemies, Gaming uses his elemental skill to leap high into the air before unleashing the powerful plunging attack Charmed Cloud Strider to deal AoE pyro damage. When energy is full, Gaming enters wushu stance with his elemental burst, summoning the Miscellany Mansai to deal AoE pyro damage and reset the cooldown of his elemental skill. While in wushu stance, Gaming and Mansai work in sync, using repeated elemental skills and plunging attacks to drive back the enemy and deliver another batch of goods intact. Successful merchants are good at seizing new opportunities, but a stable long-term investment is always preferable. So naturally, to Gaming's father, inheriting the family business should have been the obvious choice for his son to make. Alas, personal growth is one business that resists top-down management. When Gaming left his hometown to follow his dreams, he certainly strayed from the path his father had planned for him, but that's not to say his life went off the rails. As long as you can provide for yourself, far better to forge your own way forward than stick with a job you hate.
Okay. Wow, we've learned quite a bit, haven't we? Okay, a few things here. If you watched my previous video where I did his test run, I thoroughly enjoyed that. He just feels so smooth and has just absolutely incredible animations all around. A very, very unique feeling character. I can see people easily wanting to C6 this guy. All these passives he has, whether it's boosting damage, boosting healing, actually being able to heal himself despite harming himself when he does his attack. At the same time, you can't go lower than a certain amount. And if you just stack all these other abilities on top of it, maybe even have Xianyun in your party as well to increase plunging damage, there is just so much you can do with this character to make them an absolute beast. I know it's all about the wushu dancing, which is cool that we found out that he actually has a wushu dancing troupe. That's really cool. I thought it was just like his own personal hobby, but he actually turned it into something that is team-based. He has a squad that he rolls with and does this performance. I noticed that sometimes the claymore is in the mouth of the lion's head that he has over himself, and that's just... I don't know. Is it practical? Not really. Is it awesome? Hell yeah. That's great. I love that. I've learned recently from you lovely viewers, his idle animations actually have a different light sequence, that there is a night mode. I haven't seen that, and I'm going to go check that out right now. This is uploaded by Abyss Breakdown, and they have a 30-something second clip of supposedly Gaming's night lights. So I'm going to play, and I'm going to see for myself what this is about. All right, now let's see. Where do we got some blue? Oh! I love that. That is sick. I love the blue lights so much. The blue and purple, really. Still, doesn't... Just... That's amazing. Oh. Truly, that's so good. Now, I think I mentioned this in text about Gaming. The only thing I wish is that there was a fade out of the lights rather than a sudden turn off. Other than that, at least one of the best idle animations in the game. I really like the night mode. And speaking of night and day, I think it's really interesting how his passive is specifically during the day, and that it's a boost in speed, not just stamina, but his speed, and how you can use his abilities to navigate yourself across the world. Another character thing about Gaming that we've learned from this, thanks to Dainsleif, is that there is the mention of his father's business and how it was set up for him to take over, and that he did not want that kind of life because he'd be miserable. So he went off on his own path and became successful in his own way by living his best life and doing what makes him happy. That is very relatable, at least for me anyway. I was in a situation where I could have essentially worked my way into taking over my family's business. However, instead of doing that, I pursued art and even left the country for years. So I kind of went my own way in a more creative way. And my family, thankfully, has been very supportive of me. I don't know if Gaming's father is as supportive. Regardless, the character Gaming seems to be happy with what they're doing, so it's a win, I suppose. Or at least that's how it seems on the outside. If Gaming is a dude that is just happy all the time, enjoying what he does, then so be it. That's great. However, at the same time, the happiest people are the people who have gone through the worst. You won't know what happiness feels like if you've never gone through sadness. So maybe Gaming had a rough upbringing with his father. Maybe he didn't. Maybe his family's very supportive. Either way, this character just got a lot more interesting. Now, let's move on to Xianyun.
The idea that an Adeptus just moved into your neighborhood must seem so delusional that it would never cross anyone's mind. And so, to the urbanites of Liyue Harbor, the elegant Xianyun is simply a new face on the block with a rather unique personality. She likely wouldn't admit it herself, but she's probably quite pleased about this. After all, it shows how adept she is at blending into human society.
Please call me Xianyun in public.
There are many tales about the Adepti of Liyue, and plenty of Cloud Retainer's deeds feature among them. If you ever meet a gifted inventress who moves with the grace of a crane and has a heart for the younger generation, you may have just crossed paths with an Adeptus in disguise. To journey with this Adeptus is to bathe in the breeze. When Xianyun is in the party, gliding speed is increased for your own party members, making
Awesome.
exploration faster.
That's great.
Xianyun's normal attack summons swirling winds to perform up to 4 attacks, dealing anemo damage. Her charged attack consumes a certain amount of stamina to launch a breeze bolt in a straight line, dealing anemo damage to enemies in its path. When Xianyun uses her elemental skill, she enters Cloud Transmogrification state and uses Sky Ladder once, leaping forward and dealing anemo damage to targets along her path. While in this state, she takes no fall damage, and her plunging attack is converted into Drift Cloud Wave, which deals AoE anemo damage and ends the Cloud Transmogrification state. Drift Cloud Wave damage is considered plunging attack damage. Each time Xianyun enters Cloud Transmogrification state, she may use Sky Ladder up to 3 times. And each use of Sky Ladder while in this state will increase the damage and AoE of Drift Cloud Wave. Sky Ladder can be used in midair, and if it is not used again within a short period, the Cloud Transmogrification state will be cancelled. If Drift
mobility is
Cloud
insane.
Wave is not used while in Cloud Transmogrification state, her elemental skill's cooldown will be shorter. After unlocking the talent Gale Feather Pursuit, each enemy struck by Xianyun's Drift Cloud Wave grants all nearby party members 1 stack of Storm Pinion, which increases the crit rate of plunging attacks. Storm Pinion has a maximum of 4 stacks and has a limited duration.
Make way for the Adeptus!
Xianyun's Elemental Burst brings forth a Sacred Breeze that deals AoE anemo damage, heals all nearby characters based on Xianyun's attack, and summons the mechanism Star Wicker.
Scales.
Star Wicker follows the active character and periodically heals all nearby characters based on Xianyun's attack. Star Wicker comes with 8 stacks of Adeptal Assistance. While active, Adeptal Assistance increases the jump height of nearby active characters. When an
That's
active
cool.
character completes a plunging attack, Star Wicker consumes 1 stack of Adeptal Assistance to deal AoE anemo damage. Only 1 Star Wicker can exist on the field at a time. Ms. Xianyun's mechanical inventions are so ingenious that they are often mistaken for being products of Adeptal power. After unlocking the talent Consider the Adeptus in her realm, when the Star Wicker created by her Elemental Burst has stacks of Adeptal Assistance, plunging attack damage on landing is increased for nearby active characters based on Xianyun's attack. There is a limit to the plunging attack damage increase that can be granted in this way. The damage increase is only applied to a single enemy per plunging attack, and each character can trigger the effect once per set interval. Xianyun created her Lunastar artifices as gifts for other people, and although she kept Star Wicker for herself, she often uses it to assist her companions. Xianyun's elemental skill not only facilitates exploration, but is also a formidable tool in combat. Using Sky Ladder, she can gracefully traverse the battlefield and unleash Drift Cloud Wave against enemies. When energy is full, Xianyun calls forth Sacred Winds to heal all her companions and summons Star Wicker to assist them in the fight. Star Wicker periodically heals teammates and provides Adeptal assistance to increase their plunging attack damage. Smart use of Adeptal mechanisms gets maximum results for minimum effort, even in battle. When most mortals think of Adepti, they picture a reclusive hermit, solemn, refined, and reserved. Yet Cloud Retainer is full of vim and vigor. Among the Adepti, she is the most inclined towards gatherings and casual conversation. And among mortals, she is the most doting elder, who cares deeply for the young. When not at home engineering new marvels, she is often found at the shops on Feiyun Slope, or the snack stalls of Chihu Rock. Those familiar with Xianyun are well accustomed to the haughty tone she sometimes fails to conceal, and tend to think of her as an older sister. In her own words, certain things are best understood in the mind and not said aloud.
I'll be honest, I have to re-listen to what he said at the last part because I was very mesmerized by the glasses. The glasses. I can relate to the glasses.
And tend to think of her as an older sister. In her own words, certain things are best understood in the mind and not said aloud.
Okay. Real quick, some things should be kept in the mind rather than said out loud. I think is essentially what Dainsleif said at the end there, which is something that perhaps Xianyun claims to say or believe. At the same time, this is something that Dainsleif agrees with and that he has essentially been doing the entire time throughout all these collected miscellanies. Dainsleif knows a lot more than we do as the Traveler. He talks about knowing the truth and what if people were to find the truth all the time. So that whole thing ties into it's best not to reveal everything. Sometimes it's good to know something and not educate everybody because it could be detrimental, depending on the perspective, of course. So although the end of this collected miscellany is very lighthearted and brushed off, whatever, ultimately it goes back to the theme of Dainsleif believing that ignorance is bliss. Perhaps it's better that the truth is never to be revealed. Just because you know something doesn't mean you should talk about it. Do you agree or disagree with that? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so that was great. What I really like about Xianyun is her mobility. The fact that she is able to essentially have a triple jump is awesome. And not just that, but also within combat itself, being able to zip around in the way she does, and how she can even improve other people in the party with their mobility and bringing more verticality to the combat. Yes, we have Xiao, and he's been a plunging guy from the very start. But now we have more characters who have that ability to do so because of her abilities. Who was actually made for plunging attacks in this game other than Xiao? I know that Diluc does a lot of damage when he plunges, but would he actually be considered a plunging character? Does he have the hops in order to just plunge when he feels like it? Now he does with Xianyun. If he did before, I wasn't aware of it. And now we also have Gaming. There's a lot of good things about this character. There are many things I really like about her. Many things. Like how wholesome she is caring about the young. And although it's been talked about before, I do really like how she is trying to integrate herself into society once more, and it seems to be going well enough. And how, as far as the Adepti go, she is one that actually likes social interaction. And although I can't say for certain, I do feel pretty confident in saying that she is doing this because she wants to be closer to her disciples. Mama Bird. I don't know, I just get good vibes from Xianyun as a character. Mama Bird, best bird. Hi! So now, I'm going to try Xianyun's trial. Let's see how this character plays. I'm just going to mess around here. Okay. Oh, that's cool. And she's constantly backing up a little bit every time she does that. Let's hold it. Oh yeah, and that's like the bigger burst. That's cool. I like how it's the anima color, but there's also like a little bit of gold mixed in there. We have her skill here. And then you can plunge. Okay. That's cool. Like that. All right, let's mess around. Let's mess around with some enemies. Okay. Ooh, that feels good. I like that. Okay, she has the little tiny cutscene right there, sending out for the whatchamacallit? I mean, it is pretty fun. I was expecting her to be a little slow. She's not that slow. Not that slow at all. I love this so much. Her skill is so much fun. Man, I mean, just the jump like that is so good. Can I jump into it? Oh, no, I can't. So I have to be on the ground when I start this. Okay, that's fair. And her animations are so good. Like, even, like, the small details of, like, you see the dust flying up off the ground when she does that little spin right there. Like, the leaves. Or the animal energy, not necessarily dust, but... I like how light she feels moving around. It really fits with being the animo character that she is. Yeah, she's fun. She's not gaming fast. She still feels really quick. Quick as in, I guess the animations that she has, they just kind of like flow into each other, which works really well considering that she's animo, and to feel light as she does, and the quick mobility that she has with her skill, and even just the sudden jump boost that she can get and grant to other characters. It's good. Xianyun's fun. I really like how it's just bringing back another way to play the game with plunging attacks. More so than before, at the very least. Well, that was that. Xianyun, super fun to play. Oh my god, it's just, it feels so good to do that dive. Both Gaming and Xianyun are incredibly fun characters. They're very cool. They did a great job as far as fleshing out a 4-star character such as Gaming, more so than previous 4-stars. And Xianyun is just, it's hard not to love. On that note, we're going to end the video. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. If you enjoyed what you saw, then make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And you know what? Share the video too. Get the word out. Let's help this small channel get bigger. And if you're a kind, generous soul that wants to support me in other ways, please remember to check out the description on how to become a member or sign up for Patreon to support me further. Every little bit counts. Thank you so much. And until next time, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later.